Welcome to your daily focus for October the 7th, 2022. Okay, so we may have a bit of a lack of confidence today. We may feel like we don't want to do something because it'll make us stand out, be different in some way, which is the exact opposite of the energy that we've been walking through. So it's kind of like a little bit of a deflate happening here, but I'll tell you how you can master that energy in order to move yourself forward despite the lower energy. And it does get better as the day goes on. So let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now we have the 7 energy. The 7 energy is, well, standing in your truth, and that's going to be a hard one today. This is where we sacrifice a part of ourselves. We compromise by giving up a part of who we are, our empowerment, our needs, our wants, our desires, our dreams. So we have to really stand in our truth today. If we ever needed the 7 energy surrounding us today and asking us to step into that energy, it is a day like today. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 14, right? We got October being the 1, the 7, and then 2022 being the 6. So 7 plus 6 plus 1, 14. The 14 energy is, well, it's got a couple of meanings. It's having more by having less. But I think the latter part of the 14 is going to affect us even more. So the 14 energy, and the best way I can describe it is a blacksmith. And let's say the blacksmith wanted to make this spiral. They take the iron, they get the temperature of the fire to a certain degrees, and they know the degrees by the color of the flame. Okay, so they wait for that flame to hit that color, that purple. Those baby blues. And then that's when they go to work and they put the iron into the forge and they hit it with the hammer. They grab it with the pliers. They hit it with the hammer. And then they put it back into the fire. They take it out on the anvil. They do it some more. So we were in the preparation the last several days of heating that fire up, getting that fire hot. Okay, so now we go into this point of we're being hammered on the anvil. We're being formed, we're being molded, and we're doing it to ourselves. So we want to do this. We want to embrace this, but we want to do it properly. So it's about believing in yourself, knowing yourself. This is such a potent day for us to recognize something very important deep within us that we've either been pushing down and ignoring, or we put in a dusty box, stored it away. But it comes out today in some way. And we need to deal with it. We can't look away from it, but we need to know our own strength, our capabilities. Just like that iron won't break, won't snap, won't bend, unless we will it to. So will yourself to mold yourself, to forge yourself into a stronger version of you. Knowing what you've been through the last several days and knowing what you are dealing with today. And understand a little bit something about yourself. And I can't tell you what that is, but you'll know it. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to deal with it. Oh, look at that. We had it turned right upside down. Look at this. This is the 9 of Pentacles. What a beautiful card. I'm giving you all this gloom and doom kind of energy here. I don't want to do that. I want to raise you up. I want you to understand how you can utilize this energy to move yourself forward. And here's the perfect card saying you can. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles. Now, all those sunflowers at the very bottom represent your maturity, your growth. Okay, the mountain in the background is some of the struggles that you have been through, those mountains that you had to climb in order to get to the here and now. But you're in the here and now, and you're dressed in white, which means you are looking at the new beginnings. You have your hand outstretched to Spirit. Okay? That dove will take your love, your wishes, your joys to the heavens and return. Well, what will return is your reality going forward, the one that you've asked for. So be careful of your words under this kind of energy. Also, the veil is very, very thin. So we can talk to God, our angels, our spirit guides, the cosmos, the universe, that divine energy. So much easier. Easily-er? Is that a word? Easier than easy. In order to ask the questions, and we will get the answers. To give up our hopes and our dreams, and we will get the reality if we're willing to do the work, if we believe that we are deserving of it. Nothing will come to you that you don't truly feel that you are deserving of. So today, I think, is more raising your belief in yourself as you're asking for these things. And knowing that you are deserving, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you can be unique and stand out in a crowd. But I'm getting ahead of the because I haven't even finished the numerology yet. So this is, new beginnings are around the corner, okay? It's a 9 energy, so that means we are completing things in order to what? Open up space in our life for the new thing to come into our life. To prepare the banquet hall. I was going to say the guest room, but they picked that, so I'm going to put that back in. Oh, it went under new perceptions. So we may gain some new perceptions of who we are. Okay, so the 5 energy, very, very busy energy, and it is about obtaining, creating, manifesting your happiness, your joy, your sense of well-being, your dancing and celebration and creativity. It's to bring all those things to, it's like this fire, and it just starts us on fire. And Pluto is just ready to go direct. And wow, you want to talk about the phoenix rising out of the ashes, because that's what it's going to feel like for us as Pluto starts moving direct. Okay, Sun in Libra, Moon in Pisces. Now the Sun is opposing Chiron, and that's where all this insecurity comes from, all this lack of worth, all this, we don't even judge, we don't even believe that we're making the right decisions for ourselves. We're second guessing everything. So just yell stop, delete, cancel, whatever. Take control of those thoughts and ask yourself why you're feeling that way. What do you doubt? Because there's always going to be doubt, okay? We're never going to actually eradicate it from our lives. There will always be some form of doubt, but the doubt is less frequent and definitely less harsh. The doubt is like, ooh, don't know what I'm going to do. But then you immediately go into positive again because you're training yourself to do this. You've been trained this way to get worrisome and scared and hide in fear, and maybe you're just frozen in time, or maybe you're running from it, whatever it may be. But that's what we've been trained to do, is to follow those kinds of instincts rather than stepping forward into it and saying, okay, what am I to do with this lesson? What am I to do with this fear? This acknowledgement of my fear. We also have, they're getting impatient, the moon and Mars. I think it's an argument, but it's a good argument because it kind of gets us going. Mars is going, yeah, you're just going to sit there and do nothing? Oh, yeah? You're not deserving enough? Huh? And we kind of go, yeah, I am deserving enough. And especially if we've been trying to be conscious of our thoughts throughout the day, we will really feel this energy ignite us, set us on fire. Okay, and we may not even want people around us or distractions around us or anything, because we are getting into that Zen moment. Okay, let's go to the cards. That action, that dynamic creation, invention, uniqueness that makes you you. Okay, our shadow card is, the 9 of Wands. We have been down many roads. We've been down many roads in order to be in the here and now. Okay, it's not by accident you're here. You had to complete those roads, those paths, walk through those doors, meet those challenges, overcome those obstacles, on purpose so that you'd be ready for the here and now. So this is a time in your life when you bring together, you look through your toolbox and, oh, I didn't even know I had this. I don't remember getting this. And they all come together. It seems like we need a variety of things, and we start to understand why we had to go through that challenge way back when, to gain the knowledge, to gain the wisdom, to give us that mindset, perhaps, or that work ethic, or whatever it might have been that we had to learn. Now here we stand, okay, and we are in front of all those wands representing the path that you have already walked. And look at them, they're all straight and tall, they're full of leaves and growth and foliage. And here we are standing there with this stump of a wand. It's twisted, it's crooked, there's no growth whatsoever on it. Did you know that this wand is exactly how all those other wands started in your life? Like, can I do this? Do I have the passion? Do I have the courage? Am I willing to step outside the box? Am I willing to break through that glass ceiling? These are the things we are pondering. These are the things that we are asking ourselves today. Okay, our first card is, look at this, Justice is out. Wow. Okay, so Justice says we need to cut away what no longer has value, what no longer serves a purpose in our life. We need to make a commitment to ourselves. We need to give it the focus. We need to give it the attention it deserves. We must stand our ground. There's the 7 energy, standing in our truth. And what goes? We'll go with that sword. And the water is there. There's a lot of different emotions. I mean, there's a lot of different emotions. When you look at the color scheme of that pond, I mean, they could have made it all blue. They could have made it all one kind of color. But we've got what seems like hints of oranges and yellows and purples and indigo, and we're wearing purple, and there's white involved, and there's just everything. So it's going to be a multitude of experiences. So definitely, if we're looking at the orange in here, we're looking at our passion, our creativity, our love. And if we're looking at the yellow, we're looking at our courage and our strength and our confidence. If we're looking at the indigo, we have, the third eye, right? Our intuition is strong today. Or we have to use our intuition in knowing things because everybody else told me it was good for me, but I'm not buying it anymore because I'm not feeling great with it in my life. I think it's 3,000 subliminal messages we get on a daily basis. I think that was released this past year, so that's a recent number that I'm giving you. Each and every day, every one of us are told how to cut our hair, how to wear it, what kind of makeup to wear, what kind of jewelry to wear, what kind of clothes to wear, how to act in public. That was one thing with the Who concert, and I kept looking around in amazement because the last time I went, it was 40 years ago. And 40 years ago, the security team was the fire department, and they had their hoses out. You get hit with one of those, you're moving back, right? There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. Okay, so that was the security, and this concert was some guys in yellow standing there looking all tough, and I remember the parties as you walk through the parking lots and stuff, and everybody had the trunk open, and there was beer and liquor and just other things, and and everybody was having a hoot, and people were playing instruments, and some people had loud music playing, and it was a party before you even got into the concert. And this one, it was like, I'm looking at my watch and I'm thinking, it's like the concert's beginning in like 3 minutes and nobody's here yet. And look at how casually we walk. There's no hint of excitement like there is. Like everybody's kind of like, yay, yay. But we all minded our places so well. There was no kind of honoring somebody else's space at the last concert I went to see the Who. Absolutely not. You're like this, right? And you're having a great time. And even, like I got up and danced because I know what I paid for that ticket. And so I'm going to dance. I came to see the Who. I came to enjoy this to the fullest ability, my ability to engage in being there with the Who playing directly in front of me. And everyone else is sitting in their seats going, yeah, this is good. And, I got my section moving a little bit because I was up and dancing. And I thought, if I'm blocking you, then get up on your feet and start dancing. You'll be able to see again. Because that might sound a little on the rude side, but I didn't mean it as rude. And I kind of always, check to see if somebody was just kind of, giving me that glare, like, will you sit down already, lady? Attached to your emotions. And what do you want to feel? Not necessarily what you're feeling, because if I would have tapped into everybody else's energy, I probably would have had a really nice time at the concert. I had a fabulous time at that concert. It was a hoot. I'm telling you. Okay, let's move on. 4 of Cups. I had a complaint that my videos are too long. I guess they're just going to be too long, because when things pop into my head, I feel in a sense that I channel. And when things pop into my head, I feel that somebody needs to hear that. And somebody needs the story behind it in order to really put themselves into a situation, whether it's future, past, or in the present, to help them with their path. So if they're too long, I'm sorry that I cannot accommodate you. Okay, because my readings are, I've done readings where they're 11 minutes long, but that's up to them. That's not up to me. So I don't know what to tell you. Just watch parts of it at a time. I don't know. 4 of Cups, gratitude. Gratitude, be grateful. When we are feeling, okay, so the one thing about the brain is you cannot be grateful and depressed at the same time. And today's kind of a pull down, right? We start to lack that confidence. We lack our faith in ourselves, and we pull ourselves down. The brain can't stay in that mode when you are being grateful. So the easiest way to disconnect to this energy that we are yelling, cancel, stop, delete, to start a gratitude prayer. I'm grateful for the here and now. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to make a decision on how I want to go forward in my path. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I'm grateful for my tools. I'm grateful for my uniqueness, because that stands me apart from everybody else in how I master my plan going forward. I'm grateful that I have angels and guides to help me along the way. I'm grateful for that divine energy that surrounds me and protects me. I'm grateful for my car starting. I'm grateful for the dirty dishes, because that meant I had a table full of people that I loved, and we communicated and we created memories along the way. I'm grateful for, it's just, great gratitude will immediately eradicate that. So usually I say, try and get into a gratitude practice, but I'm not saying that today. I'm saying if you start finding that you're pulling yourself down in your thoughts, start with the gratitude. Flip it over and start raising your energy back up. Defeat it that way. You'll be taught something about why these things keep coming at you, why you don't still have faith in yourself. What is it that you are second guessing yourself about? Or are you comparing yourself to somebody else rather than yourself? Or do you think that they'll really disown you because if they love you, they're in there for the long haul? Okay, regardless. Oh, and death. So here we are. We sit there and we're cloaked. We have that weapon at hand. We sit on a skull, for goodness sake. So we are sitting in the past where we're thinking this happened in the past, it's going to happen again. Well, chances are you're right if you're thinking that way, because our thoughts do create our reality. So what this card is saying, it's time to take that cloak off. It's time to lay down that weapon. Now here is your inner child waiting patiently to come out and play, to experience the world, to do step into all those dreams, those goals, those visions you have of your best life going forward. Waiting patiently. So get up, stretch, become alive, embrace your inner child. Feel the liberation, feel the freedom in each and every moment. Okay, we'll get a mantra card. Peacock, raise your standards. Very, very good for a 7 energy to remind us to raise our standards, to not settle for mundane, not settle for nice, not settle. You want great, you want fabulous, you want amazing. And of course we can't have that 24/7. Of course not. We're humans living a life. That's not going to happen. But to create that as much in our life by knowing what we truly want. You ever want to know why that new hire always gets the weekends off? Because they felt that they deserved that. So they went in saying that. Well, I can't do that. And you might do that and you'll get fired, but they can do it because they haven't lowered, they won't lower their standards. They won't lower their values, their truths about who they are. If anything, they're raising them up. I knew one girl, and on the first date, she always asked to see their bank statement. She wanted to know what kind of car they drove, how much money they had in the bank, if they lived with mom and dad still. First date, she says, I'm not going to waste my time on a second date with somebody like that. And that was her truth. And she ended up marrying a very, very nice, wealthy person. Because those were her standards. She wasn't going to lower her standards. And it might be that you're trying to make a compromise with somebody in order to bring in harmony within the relationship right now. And you think, well, I don't really need that. Well, yeah, you do. You really do need that. If it's already in place in your life and you're trying to use that as the barter because they don't like it. Well, there's lots of things you don't like about what they do. So I'm not saying don't make the compromise. I'm saying to compromise where it's a win-win. Peacock. Opened it right to peacock. The peacock is possibly one of the most beautiful creatures of the world's animal kingdom. It's also believed to be the most virtuous, embodies admired characteristics of integrity, loyalty. And like the peacock, you also embody these qualities important for friendship, for family unity. Be encouraging, selfless, enrich the lives of everyone you meet. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstance. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself, to raise your standards, to be the peacock. The mantra is, I love and care for everyone I know. I'm really not getting the usual feel for any of the cards today because all I'm hearing on this is I will not barter away my empowerment, my values, my dreams, my goals. Or I will achieve harmony by standing in my truth. There you go. I achieve harmony by standing in my truth. I achieve harmony by standing in my truth. There's our mantra. You can use the one in the book. You can make your own. That's just a suggestion. My gosh, these cards just don't want to cooperate today. The raccoon, the inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being a trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So the raccoon is saying you are all those things and so much more. So stop doubting yourself. Stop second guessing your decisions, your motives. You're a good, beautiful person. Very unique, very talented, very giving, very loving. I know that because you watch me. So decide what you really want, your best life going forward for you personally. What does it look like? And concentrate on moving forward, even though the energy is extremely heavy for us to think the exact opposite. Now that we are aware of that, we know it's not our inner guide trying to, wake us up and slap us in the face, that it's just the energy around us saying, how much do you believe in yourself? How much do you think that you are worthy? How much do you think that you can actually break that glass ceiling? How true is it that you think that you can overcome this obstacle, walk through this chaos, and stand on 2 feet and be confident and strong and brave and successful all in one? And you hear these things, and I don't know what words that format comes into you, but it does. It does to each and every one of us. And yeah, that voice will probably always exist, but I tell you, mine is just this little tiny, somebody hear something? Okay, so it's all going to work out. Let's do it. Because, when I'm talking with people and we've got a situation and this is happening and that's happening, and we don't know what's going to do, and I start to get caught up in it. I'm like, oh no, what are we going to do? And then I'm like, oh, everything will work out. Don't worry about it. Everything will work out. I'll make a phone call. You make a phone call. You do this. You do that. We'll come back together. It'll all work out. Don't worry about it. So, on that note, it'll all work out. So stop worrying about it. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.